Hey, welcome to the recap. Glad you came back. Well, last Sunday, we were driving up to Morristown and have a couple of beers on Sunday afternoon, and we drove past the Loyola Retreat House, and which is, I don't know, a couple of hundred yards as the crow flies from our house. Saw a police car outside, and we went up to the Dublin pub and discovered, to our amazement, that Jimmy Manchi had died. Now you're saying, who's Jimmy Manchi? Well, Jimmy Manchi was the guy who founded the Dublin pub and was still the owner of it. Jimmy was 83 years old. He was buried on Monday, and he had all of my favorites. I mean, he got laid out at Doyle's funeral home. The Mass was at Assumption Church, and he was buried in Holyrood Cemetery, which is the cemetery that's owned by Holyrood. So, you know, when we got into the Dublin pub on Sunday, the wake, the public wake, we found out had just ended, and it was actually at that Loyola Retreat House, and that was why the police car was out there. So we lost Jimmy Manchi. Now, in other news, sort of the obituary section here, of course, we lost the Queen, and the palace has asked us not to go crazy covering the Queen and her relationship to the weekly recap. But I'll tell you what, we definitely appreciated it. We're going to miss the Queen. We hope King Charles does good. Not sure that he will, but we're hoping that he does. Now, following up on a prior report that I made, the Morristown Council has agreed to purchase the post office, which I reported on. You'll recall it just a few weeks ago. But it's a kind of a goofy sort of thing. They approved $3 million to buy this thing, but it's not really a deal because they got to do a bond issue to raise the $3 million, and they're going to have some kind of a feasibility study. So I don't know whether they're pursuing the, whether at the end of the day, whether they'll end up having bought that post office. I think it's kind of a goofy idea, but I'll certainly keep you posted on it. In other news, Apple really made a big difference to me. You may have gotten iOS 16 on your phone, and I'll tell you what, I think it's just sensational. If you go into the settings part of your phone, there are two really good things you can do. One of them is you can change the display on the battery from the stupid 3-block thing to get an actual percentage of the battery that's left. And you know, for my part, this is one of my bitches. When you get the 3-block thing on whatever the device is, cameras, phones, no matter what, you can't tell when you got only 2 bars or 2 blocks lit up whether you have 60% charge or whether you're down to like near 33%. You just don't know. But with the percentage, you can tell. And also, the other big thing with iOS 16 was that you can customize your home screen, and I did mine. And they got one astronomy thing that shows your location on Earth. But what it also does is it changes during the day to show whether you're in sunshine and whether it's dark. I mean, it is absolutely great. And now, I mean, the advantage to it is you don't have to open a window or look out a window to find out if it's dark or not. You can just look at your phone and it'll tell you. So that's a real plus. Now, I've been laid up a little bit, and so I wasn't able to get out to some games. But I'll tell you what, my daughter-in-law, Catherine, has turned into one hell of a sports photographer. Yeah, she's got, I mean, she sent me an album with like 300 pictures in it, but and I'm not going to show them all to you, but the ones that she did, some of the ones that she did of Tim are absolutely great, and I'm showing them on the screen here. I mean, Tim is a super ball player, and his brother Matt is very good as well. I haven't gotten a Matt album yet, but these pictures of Tim I think is spectacular. So anyway, you know, like I say, I've been forced to stay off my feet somewhat, and so I don't have a lot more news, but I'm keeping you posted with everything that's going on. Check back next week. We'll have more for you. Everybody have a nice weekend.